Welcome back to Fox Valley in Focus, and a fascinating discussion and hopefully a demonstration of how instruments are made. We're joined by Bob Stoltenburg of Plano, and he's actually created all these wonderful musical instruments. Tell us a little bit about the whole process and how long it takes from acquiring the wood to the completed instrument.
Well, I'm primarily a bass maker, but I do make violins, violas, cellos, and basses. These would take a little more than 100 hours to make in the white, varnishing, and any other design that you might want to put on these things would take the extra time.
And I don't know if you can see, this is absolutely beautiful. The intricate workings on the side here. This is a carving. Tell us about this design.
It's just carved in and then India ink and then varnished over.
And you have a story about this viola. You've also made a bass and a cello with this design. Tell us about
this is fondly known as the bat viola. Put this down. Over here, if I may, is the bat bass.
And tell us the significance of the bat in the design, Bob.
Well, I'm very interested in natural science and how things work in nature. And I was working in a museum in Oakland, California that I was in charge of a bat exhibit. So I took the opportunity to forget all my classical training and do something free. And I designed the bat bass. And other than the ordinary F holes, I made bat holes. Otherwise, the bass is the same.
And this is your personal instrument. This is what you play as a musician.
Yeah, I play these. I play this in the big band that I work in, the Talk of the Town big band. And I use this. I'll show you the cello if I may.
I want to ask about the importance or the significance of you being a musician and also being an instrument maker. How important is it that you are a musician when it comes to the creation of these?
Well, it helps to be a musician, of course, but I don't think it is essential. There is an argument about that, whether if you played or if you didn't play. Well, if you didn't play, you could still make an instrument, but you just don't play. But if you play, it's a plus. I've concentrated most of my career in double bass. Okay. Because that's what I play.
I'm guessing that these pieces here have to do with the creation of this double bass.
And this is how they start out.
This is a form here?
These are the forms.
Okay. And what do you do with this form? How does it get from this to that?
Well, you have a tremendously huge piece of wood that you have to cut out into slabs.
Okay.
And you put the ribs in here. On this form, you take the ribs on here.
On the outside of the... Okay.
On the outside. And you don't necessarily need to have your body worked out on these. What you do here is what you would design your instrument over. With this form, you have to have a body.
Okay.
And this is an example of a template that you would have for this form.
All right. And what kind of wood are those ribs made of?
They're maple.
Okay.
I've been fortunate to have quite a nice supply of maple, which is running very low. I'm willing to use other woods.
And now when you returned from Italy, you actually brought wood with you.
I brought five trunks, cases, crates of wood, violin, viola, cello, and bass, and it's almost all gone.
What about the piece that's behind you, Bob? What is that used
for?
Well,
that's a good question. Excuse me. This is the neck block.
Okay.
And if I may, this is quite large right now.
And is that
quite
made
heavy.
from one piece of
It's
wood?
one piece of wood,
Okay.
maple, and this is the more or less the finished cut-out product. Once it's you make the Archimedes spiral. Persons that I studied with actually had an extra spiral in there, and that's more tuned to the Brescian school of violin making, which is just down the road from Cremona.
And there are different ways to do this. This is one of the places where you get to personalize your work.
This is where you personalize your work. This is where one of the things that Stradivari, when you look at a Strad, what you look at is how he did his scroll. Strad has a little part right here somewhere that sometimes he has to do freehand, and you see it. It might be a little flat, but most of us have things like that. This is a part of the personality of the instrument.
Now, in addition to making the instruments, you also create the bows. How do you fashion a bow?
Well, pretty much you start off with a piece of lumber like this, and you have 10 plates, and you put them on here.
And it's always from one piece of wood?
Always from one piece of wood. There's graduations that you must, the rule of thumb, the golden rule, all these things come into play. This is a finished bow, German-style bass bow, and it starts at one dimension here, and the largest and thickest is in the rear, and this is how I measure.
Okay,
rule
so
of thumb.
It truly is a rule of thumb.
And this is called a frog, and this is a screw.
Just absolutely fascinating.
And if I may, I will show you.
Have to do it quickly because we're almost out of time.
Okay. They're quite long for these bows.
All right.
But this is this is the German style.
Oh.
And this is the
Bob,
French
I'm
style.
sorry, but we're out of time. This has
Well,
been
thank you.
fascinating, and what a great lesson for us. Thank you for being with us.
Thank
we,
you.
we could talk for a
You
really
do
long
it?
time. Thanks for watching
Thank
Fox
you.
Valley in Focus. We'll see you next time. I'm Cindy Bravos.
Okay. Did it go all right?
I think.